goal is to finish this race within 1 hour and 50 minutes with an average speed of 5 minutes per kilometer.
It's freezing cold, guys. Damn. It was a pain in the ass, man, to clean this car up, but we made it. It's currently around 6:55 p.m. to be exact. I'm about to head home, go to my parents' house. But before doing that, I actually wanted to talk about something because I want to talk about what my goal is going to be for tomorrow. I'm also going to briefly touch on that when I get home. But my goal is going to be around, hopefully I'm going to achieve it in like 1 hour and 50 minutes with an average pace of like 5 minutes per kilometer. That's what my intention is. That's what my goal is going to be. If I can run 5 kilometers for 21 kilometers long, I think that I will be able to do it within 1 hour and 50 minutes. That's what my ultimate goal is. But of course, the problem is you have to run like 8 kilometers over sand, and you have to also like go up a little bit, like not the mountains and stuff, but you have to also like go a little bit up and down as well, which is also gonna zap a lot of your energy, which pretty much sucks. It's gonna be like way harder to run 5 minutes per kilometer on those trains. But I'm gonna do my best, man. I'm gonna hopefully do that within a given time, because you have actually 3 hours to finish the half marathon. Well, hopefully I'm gonna finish it within 3 hours, that's for sure. But I've actually ran this half marathon back in like October, which was before my calculus exam. I ran like 21 kilometers with an average pace of like 5.15 minutes per kilometer, something like that, which was actually pretty decent. That was like the first time that I've ever run a half marathon. I was very happy. I was very pumped up. I was not tired at all. To be honest, man, I've got nothing prepared. Like, of course, I'm like very prepared with like training and stuff, but I'm not like popping gels and stuff from like the companies that like sell these things to like get your carbs up whilst you're running. I'm just basically running on pain and suffering, man, to be honest. And I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. But the thing is that is also maybe gonna hinder me to run the 5 minutes per kilometer, because if you have more carbs, of course, not carbs that are gonna hinder you on the run, but like carbs that are really gonna boost your energy whilst you're running. So for example, you're popping one of those gels whilst you're running. It's gonna be also benefit to your run, to be honest. You're gonna run like not faster, but you're gonna like, you have more endurance and stuff. You can even run faster, to be honest. But it is what it is, man. I'm gonna drive home right now. If I drive right now, which is 7 o'clock once again, I will be home around 8. And then I also have to like eat and stuff, because I've not really eaten a lot, to be honest, today. And I've got to prepare mentally, man. I've got to meditate. I've got to prepare mentally for this shit, because it's not going to be easy. This shit is not going to be easy. This shit is going to be hard as fuck. But this is what I chose, man. This is the battle that I chose. It's the challenge that I chose. And I'm going to go right into it, man. Even though it's going to be scary. But the only way you can eliminate fear is not by running away from it. It's by literally like running towards it. Like running with your head straight like at it. And what you will then realize is that fear was not even a fear at all. You were just playing games with yourself. And that's what I'm realizing every single time I face my fears. I face something like that is very difficult. It's not the thing. I feel like it's not the thing that is difficult. It's the idea about that thing that is what makes it like difficult and fearful and stuff. I feel like the fear that we have is not so much about the external circumstance. It's not so much about the half marathon, for example, because I'm running this. It's about the idea that the half marathon gives me, which is, oh my God, it's gonna be a half marathon. Am I going to make that? It's all just ideas, like made up stuff in your own mind. And if you can control your mind, you can ultimately control those thoughts. And if you can control those thoughts, you can ultimately just run without even like hindering yourself with these like negative thoughts, negative belief systems that like prop up in your mind. And you can eliminate them like easily. So that's just what I wanted to say, man. Remember that the fear that you have about something, it's not really you're afraid of that thing. It's more you're afraid about the idea of that thing. And that is what makes it afraid. You're more afraid about the thoughts that come up when you're thinking about that thing instead of actually doing the thing. And I'm gonna give you guys a quick example before I drive and actually get home. For example, I used to like, when I wanted to study, I did not really want to study because exams were coming up and stuff, and I just kept procrastinating and stuff. I just kept like putting it out. And that made me fearful, because the more I like procrastinated, the more like the studies build it up, and the more I needed to study in order to pass the exam. And I was very afraid of that, because once you procrastinate a lot of times, say, you know what, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do it today, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. When you do that enough times, the work will build up again. And then once like you've done this enough, you have a tremendous amount of work to do because you've been procrastinating all the time. I did that a couple times when I was like studying and stuff, and it made me very afraid, like, oh my god, how am I going to like read 200 pages because I've been procrastinating to read these 200 pages. But then I actually did it. I genuinely just sat at my table and I just like literally studied. Like I got very easily into the flow state, and I just started to like wrap those 200 pages like it was nothing. And then I was not afraid anymore. And the point I'm trying to make is that the thing that you're so afraid about, for example, with these 200 pages or the half marathon I'm gonna run, you're not really afraid of the thing. You're more afraid about the idea of that thing. You're more afraid about the idea of studying 200 pages. Oh my god, it's going to be so much. It's going to be like this, it's going to be like that. I'm not good enough. I might not make it. And oh my god, can I make these 200 pages in 5 days? Whatever. All of these things, you're afraid of that because of these limiting thoughts, limiting beliefs that come up in your mind when you're thinking about doing the thing. It's never about, once again, my friend, it's never about the external circumstances. It's always about within. If you can control yourself from within, if you can control your mind, if you can control your brain, you ultimately can control thoughts that may pop up when you're doing the thing that you're so afraid of. And when you're doing the thing that you're so afraid of, you realize that, oh my god, it was actually pretty easy, like it was nothing. But I just wanted to say that, my friend. I'm gonna go home and I see you guys when I'm actually at home. It's around 11:15 p.m. right now. I arrived home a couple hours ago. I'm gonna actually get some sleep. I'm very tired right now. I need to be well rested for the race tomorrow, and I don't want to make a lot of noise because my parents are sleeping. But I need to be well rested. And in order to be well rested, you need to sleep. Hopefully I'm gonna get like 8 to 9 hours of sleep tonight. Everything will be settled, man. I've got everything planned out. Just wanted to make this quick little short video before I went to sleep because I still wanted to make this video before the next day, actually. To say to you guys, man, it's very fucking cold. This shit is not going to, this shit's gonna suck, man. To be honest, it's not gonna be fun, but at the end of the day, man, we gotta take the risk, we gotta do it. Go beyond theory. I've gotta put this shit into practice, and that's what I'm going to do. That's what I've been doing for the past couple of 3 to 4 months. Really been training for this shit. Once again, I've gotta go beyond theory. I've gotta challenge myself, I've gotta face the fear, I've gotta look at it, I've gotta directly go through it, and I've got to face the pain, man, because the pain is not going anywhere, and the pain is mental. Even if you've trained very hard, you still will be like struck very hard with this like mental fatigue every single time I run, and I have to overcome that hindrance, and that's what I'm gonna do. That's just what I wanted to say, man. See you guys actually tomorrow. I'm gonna get some sleep. See you guys tomorrow, man. Good night. Heavy busy here, man.
Guys, it is, we still have 7 to 8 minutes before the race begins. I'm here, it's 11th of January, it's minus 5 degrees Celsius. As you guys can hear, there's a lot of noise, so maybe you guys cannot hear me. Like I said, my goal is to finish this race within 1 hour and 50 minutes with an average speed of 5 minutes per kilometer. And that's what my intention is going to be. I don't know what I can expect. It's freezing cold right now. Like I said, minus 5 degrees Celsius. So interact with people here. Right now, like I said to you guys, it is time to put the theory into practice and to go beyond theory and to see what I can do. I've been training my ass off for these past 3 to 4 months. And right now I gotta prove myself, man. I gotta prove myself wrong. And I gotta see what I can do with it. 21 kilometers, half marathon. This is one of the hardest half marathons in the entire country of the Netherlands. I'm hyped up. It's a good place to be. A lot of good people here, a lot of killers here. And it is genuinely time to go beyond my limits and see what I can achieve. Thank you very much. Did you good? Ook wel lekker op je eigen tempo. En dan niet met die pace van 4 uur.
Arman! Arman! Arman!
Guys, I did it. I achieved it. I achieved the half marathon. It's over. This was the end of the journey, man. This was the end of the journey. To be exact, it is 11 o'clock at night right now, PM, and I'm about to get some sleep. Of course, I need to make a quick video before I went to sleep because this last video that I'm gonna make about this series, where I basically was training for a half marathon, and I've done it. I ran it. I finished it. It was one of the hardest, like it is, I think, one of the hardest or the hardest half marathons in the entire country of the Netherlands, which was truly brutal, man. Like, it was 7 to 8 kilometers running on sand, and then you also had like 3 to 4 kilometers when you had to like climb up these like little, you can say mini mountains. They were not really mountains, but like mini mountains up and down, which was also brutal. But I genuinely finished it, man. I just wanted to say in this video, for the people that are still watching, of course, following the journey, I'm sorry if I did not really show you guys like with this video itself, because I'm gonna edit them together. I don't really show you guys the visuals and stuff. My dad was there only. He was like only filming and stuff. And it was very difficult because there were like 18,000 people there. It was like very difficult to film because it was like a lot of people there and just like going crazy and stuff. But I still managed to do my best to get some content out there, show some footage as well from like basically me talking in front of a camera there. But it was brutal, man. It was very brutal. I ran the 21 kilometers, 110 meters with an average speed of 4.58 minutes per kilometer. And I ran it in 1 hour and 44 minutes and around like 38 seconds, something like that. I did it. I achieved it, guys. You guys can see. It's even more. It's like 21.13. So you gotta like extract 20 meters as well. So if you extract on average like 20 meters from what I just showed you guys, you will get a time of 1 hour, 44 minutes and like 38 seconds, something like that. I did it. It's over. It's freaking over, man. It's fucking awesome. I like this journey a lot. I've been training my ass off. If you guys can see on my channel, I've been training my ass off for the past 3 to 4 months. Really like laser focused on this half marathon. Look where I'm at right now. I literally like, my goal was to run this marathon within like 1 hour and 50 minutes because I ran the half marathon back in like October 2025. So actually a couple months ago. Before my calculus exam, like I also explained in the previous video, and I ran the half marathon, but it was in like 1 hour and 51 minutes, something like that. And right now I just finished it in 1 hour and 44 minutes, bro. That is like 6 to 7 minutes, around 6.5 minutes like earlier than what I expected. Like I surpassed my limits, man. It was so difficult, to be honest. It was not really that difficult because I was like mentally prepared, physically prepared as well, because I've been once again training my ass off for the past 3 to 4 months. But it was something else, man. It was very difficult mentally, especially like we had to run over sand for like 7 to 8 kilometers and it was -5 degrees outside. So it was freezing fucking cold. And we had to run like first 7 to 8 kilometers over sand, like I said, and that was very brutal. And I thought to myself, you know what, whilst I was running, because I had actually calculated what I wanted to do with this run. And I said, you know what, if I run the 5 minutes per kilometer for these like upcoming 7 to 8 kilometers on the sand, and if I like build my stamina up from there and not really waste it on the sand because it zaps a lot of your energy, I can use it at the end of the race. And that's what I did. I used it at the end of the race. I used it at the end of the half marathon. Around like kilometer 2 or 3, I started to pace up a little bit because I wanted to get that like within the 5 minutes per kilometer, and that's what I did. The average pace was like 4.58 minutes per kilometer, which is almost close to 5 minutes per kilometer, but still beneath it. And that's what I like. Is like, that's just what I like, man. It's just brutal, but it was very fun. It was very fun. Like I used to remember back in the days when I started running. Actually, a friend of mine said that I needed to start running, and I actually never run before. Like I was not a runner. Whatever, I was just more like in bodybuilding. So I was not really in running and stuff. And I used to run from time to time, like maybe once every like 6 months, something like that. And then I used to run like 3 to 4 kilometers, whatever. So he said to me, you know what, you should try running. And that's what I did. So I started this journey back in like April, May 2025. You guys can see on my channels as well if you go back to those times. And I remember like the first time running the 5 kilometers, because that was my first goal, like running the 5 kilometers. I had to stop like 4 to 5 times to catch my breath. And right now I'm setting a PR for myself for a half a marathon, which is absolutely fucking crazy. I've improved so much with running because like I said, I've been training my ass off, and I'm 5'9", and I was like around 77, 78 kg a year ago, more than a year ago. And right now I'm 67, 68 kg. So I've actually fallen off a lot. Like I've lost a lot of weight, around like 10 kg, like I said, because of running, because I've been sacrificing the gym for the past couple of months. I've been sacrificing the gym. I've not really been going to the gym. I've not really put in the practice of building muscle because I was just so focused on running. I don't regret that. I don't regret that at all. It was a fun journey. It was a journey to have. It was a journey to be blessed about, man. It was just one of those journeys that I will never forget, I think, because I started from here and I went up here. Now, of course, I know that this is not my limit. I can go way beyond that because I'm gonna prepare also to run like a full marathon, which is like 42 kilometers, which is just absolutely fucking crazy. And I'm preparing to do that as well. I'm gonna do that, but right now I'm gonna go back into bodybuilding, and I'm gonna show you guys a video. So I'm gonna make a separate video about that, where I explain to you guys that I'm gonna go back into bodybuilding and not so much running anymore. And when I want to train for the full marathon, I'm gonna do that as well. So that's just basically what I wanted to say, man. Whilst I was running, that's the reason I think I ran pretty fast, to be honest, for my pace, of course. Whilst I was running, I had a vision of myself when I was a child, you know, coming to this country and coming to the Netherlands, and, you know, the teachers helping me to learn the language and building me up. And then I realized, you know, that is when like my ego just shattered in all places, because I then realized I did not do this journey on my own. Of course, I ran those miles alone. I ran those kilometers alone. It was just me and myself when I was running. Of course, that is right. But I had a very good support system behind me. And sometimes the ego wants to take over you, and it wants to say, no, man, you did this journey all on your own. When in reality, that's just not the case. I had very lovely parents. My mom and my dad who supported me all the way. I have a very lovely brother who supported me on the way. I've got very good close friends who supported me on the way. Like, I've got this very good support system, my friend, with the people that are still watching, that supported me on this journey. So I did not really do this alone. Once again, I did like do the running and stuff. I did do that alone and making these type of videos, whatever. But the support system behind me that was like motivating me, like making me disciplined to do this shit, was the people close to me, man. Like, for example, like I said, my family, my very close friends and stuff. So even though I like to say, you know what, this was a journey that I did on my own, I did not do that. And sometimes you have to dim down the ego, or actually like get rid of it, and like place it where it needs to function for its own job, and realize that, yeah, you did not really do this journey on your own. You had a very lovely support system that were behind you, that were feeding you, they were always like trying to solve your problems. So you did not do this journey alone. So once again, my friend, this journey for me, I did not really do it on my own. I had once again, a very lovely support system behind me. And that's just also what I wanted to say. Whilst I was also running, because it is like the 11th of January, there's a lot of things going on in Iran right now. And of course, as you guys know, I'm Iranian, and the people of my country are suffering. And I don't want to get like political with this channel, because that's just not my intention. I'm not really skilled at that. I'm not really very well read about that. So I don't really know very much about politics, and I don't want to go into that direction. I want this channel to be most like as authentic as possible. Just me building myself up and showing to you guys that you guys can do it as well. So I don't really want to go the political view with this channel, but I have to still say this, my friend, and it is that, you know, as we're speaking right now, the people of my country, which is Iran, like innocent people are dying because of the Islamic Republic regime there, the regime that is like reigning over the people there. And it really makes me sad, man, because I'm here in this country, in the Netherlands, like the first world country, one of the best countries that you can live in, even though, you know, people hate it because of taxes, whatever, it's still a very good country. Like way, like 1,000, I think million times better than compared to like Iran and stuff. And I'm sitting here in this country, and what hurts me the most, and that's what I was thinking about when I was running, was that, you know, there are a lot of people on my age, 21 years old, or even younger, older, whatever, just young people in general. They don't have the same capacity, they don't have the same abilities to work as me, because the government is not supporting them, and the government here is kind of in a way supporting me. And because the government is not supporting them, and we live like, basically Iran is like a third world country and stuff, even though we have a lot of oil, we have a lot of fucking money, but I'm not gonna go into that stuff, because then I'm gonna like spaz out, and I'm gonna spit too much game. But we are actually a very rich country, to be honest. We have a lot of oil, we have just a lot of things, but the leaders there don't use it for the people. So then they don't use it for the youth to actually become better. And that's actually why the riots are happening. It's because the people are suffering, and the only people that win are the leaders above, which is like the dictatorship and stuff. And I realized when I was running was that there are a lot of Iranians in Iran right now, young people that are way better than me, way better in every single metric of life. Whether it be like with running, whether it be like with academics, with university, with whatever you have, with even recording videos. But they're not here. So they cannot express their talents because they're stuck in like this very cage of the regime that has built it for them to be stuck in, if you understand what I'm saying. So they cannot really express their talents like I can in this country. So what a waste of potential, man, to be honest. And that's what I realized when I was running, and that's why I got like very mad in my mind, like, damn, there are a lot of fucking Iranians out there, no, same people as me, but are just losing their potential because they're stuck in a third world country that is not supporting them. And that shit makes me sad, man, because if those people, if the Iranians were given the same capacities as, for example, like the Netherlands have, and we give like the same capacity when the government is, you know, helping his people, etc., etc. If we give the same principles to the people of Iran, Iran would just like prosper within like 5 years, because there's a lot of fucking talent there. But because they're stuck, they cannot use their talents. And the reason why they cannot use their talents is because the government is not fucking helping them. And that is what really makes me angry, man. It really makes me angry and sad at the same time, to be honest. I'm feeling those two emotions very hard. And that's also one of the reasons why I had to finish this race on the time that I wanted to finish in, because I saw it as an opportunity to go not only beyond my own limits, but also show that the strength of the Iranian people. Because I'm Iranian, I'm very proud of that. And what the leaders there are doing is just inhumane. Like, you're shooting your own people. Like, what are we doing? And of course, I'm not gonna once again go into politics and stuff, but this needs to be addressed. I need to say this because it is very important. Innocent people are dying. It's just not a joke, man. And it once again, it really hurts me a lot, man. Like, there's a fucking internet blackout in Iran right now, so we don't even have access to our family back there. A lot of wasted potential, man. And I keep thinking about it every single day, man. I keep thinking about it every single day, like, damn, why was I chosen to come to this country? When in reality, there are a lot of other Iranians in my country right now, in Iran, that are way better. So if they would have given like the same capacity, the same things that I have, that I had in this country, that I still have, of course, then they would prosper way more than me. But it's a huge waste, man. It's a huge waste. And the only thing that I can do, my friend, is try my best every single day with the capacities, with the things that I have in my own hands, the cards that I've been dealt with, and see what I can do with it. See if I can go beyond my own perceived limits. And that's what I've showed to you guys with this half marathon. That is where I want to end this video. Guys, I started out as a normal person that is still running, and I'm not even there yet. I'm just not even with like 5% of my own potential with running. That's the reason why I recorded this journey once again, my friend, is to show you guys that, yeah, if I can do it, guys, you can do it as well. If I can run a half a marathon, and hopefully in the future I'm gonna run a full marathon. If I can do it, a guy that could not even run 5 kilometers without stopping 4 to 5 times, if I can do it, you guys can do it as well. That's the entire point of this journey. Show you guys, yeah, you guys can get this like medal. It's not even about this medal. Fuck this medal. It's about you becoming the person that can achieve the medal. It's about you becoming the person that can achieve the half marathon. It's about the self-image change within yourself. It was never about the reward. And I've said this so many times in my videos. I'm gonna say it so many times in the future as well. It's not about the rewards. That doesn't matter to me, man. Of course, it's nice to have. I'm not saying I don't want to have it and stuff. But I gain way more satisfaction with the person that I have become, because that lasts way longer. Because right now I've got this medal, and once again, we as human beings are rational beings, and we want to strive towards the next medal. Where's the next marathon? Where's the next half marathon? That's just how we are, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the person that you create in the suffering, in the pain, in the becoming of who you were meant to be that will last a very, very long time. And you gain a lot of satisfaction with that, way more than just some material object like here. So once again, my friend, if I can do it, you guys can do it as well. It was a very hectic day. Tomorrow I've got university, so I've got to prepare for that as well. But I'm gonna get some sleep. Very tired, man. Very, very, very tired. Hopefully I've shown to you guys, for the people that are still watching, that what is possible if you just put your mind to it and just train almost like every single day and go beyond your own perceived limits. And you guys will see how far you can actually go. Every single time you think, yeah, man, this is like I cannot go further, and then you go further. How is that? It's because you're unlocking secret potentials within you that you didn't even know that existed. Like for me, for example, I never thought that I could run this. Who the hell would think that I was able to run this with this time, with -5 degrees Celsius outside, which is fucking just freezing cold. And I don't like the cold. I hate the cold. Like, I genuinely hate the cold. Now, I'm Middle Eastern. I like the sun. I like the warmth. You know, my ancestors said that. I don't like the cold shit. But I still went through it and I still did it. Well, I never thought that, man. It's just so crazy. Like, right now, for example, running a marathon. It's like so crazy to me right now. Oh my God, marathon, which is like 42 kilometers, which is like twice as much. And it's gonna be like brutal, it's gonna be like hell. But then you train for it and you go through the process of achieving it, and then you achieve it and you think to yourself, damn, I never thought this was possible. But I guess I did it. I just did it. I just fucking did it. And that's the result. That's just what I wanted to say, man. Hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, share, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do. And I'll see you guys actually in another video. I'm gonna get some sleep. Tomorrow's gonna be a busy day as well. I like to be busy, man. I like to use my energy in a positive way. In less than a week from now, I'll be 22 years old, which is also crazy to think about because I remember yesterday I was 8 years old, and right now I'm becoming 22 years old, which is absolutely crazy to think about. I thought that people, when I was like 8 years old, I thought that people of 22 were like grandpas and stuff, and right now I'm coming close to that age, which is just very crazy to think about, man. So I just wanted to say this. Hopefully you guys like this, and I'll see you guys in another video. Peace.